Aloha, everyone. Oh, we're too far away.
Aloha.
Bring us a little closer. There we go. Ooh.
All right.
Hi.
It's very close.
Right? It's like, ooh, hello. I see Heather popped in early, but she can't stay because she's got an appointment. So thanks for popping in, Heather. Um, so Ramon, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? It's pretty warm here. It's very humid.
Very
I'm in
humid.
Pennsylvania, and it's kind of humid right now. But I'm good. I'm excited to be here. I love your show,
Thank you.
and I'm honored that I was invited.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I wanted to start branching out, not just do deck interviews, and start having
Hmm.
other channels come and join me for readings and stuff. So, um, for those of you who might not know you, do you have a little intro for
Yeah.
those people?
So yeah, of course. So my name is Ramon, as you all know. I have a channel called Moon Scarab, and it's a channel focused on tarot, divination, and other esoteric topics. So I talk about, you know, a lot of different topics related how to learn tarot, explore things, like colors in tarot, correspondences with the zodiac signs, all that you can think of in tarot, and but also like other forms of cartomancy,
Okay.
Lenormands, different types of oracles. I talk about different other forms of divination, like geomancy, tasseomancy, pendulums, etc. I share some of the divination tools that I've made. I
Oh,
like
cool.
making my own divination tools,
Hmm.
and a
Me too.
little bit of, yeah, a little bit of art also, some poetry, paintings that I made.
Cool. Very
Yeah, in
nice.
general. Yeah, so yeah, I take a lot of time making videos and editing videos, but
Hmm.
lately I've been participating in lives. I've been invited to different channels, and which is, I feel very honored because it's an opportunity for me to network with other channels.
Right.
Get to know some of the other people, share the message, my experiences with tarot, and at the same time learn from other people as well. Every channel that I go, I always take something with me. And that's why it's
Well,
very rewarding for me.
when I say we're always perpetual students, right? If you get into
Yeah.
this kind of stuff, I feel like everyone is a perpetual student.
Yeah, especially with tarot. I always say you can never say I know everything there is about tarot, because it's tarot is a a mirror, a reflection of humanity, of humankind. And as a society, as humans, we're always evolving. Our ways of viewing the world or people around us change. You know, one example that I always use. Many years ago, we used to talk about, like with the knights, for example. One of the knights, so it's a blonde man who's coming into your life. This romantic person or a dark hair man or woman, and we don't talk about that anymore. We talk about energies. And that's the same way we view, for example, gender nowadays. It's our view as a society of gender has expanded, and that's reflected in the cards as well. We talk about energies, not just the physical part, but also that balance of masculine and feminine that we all have. You would said that 50 years ago to a guy. You have feminine energy. It's something that wasn't, it,
You'd be
it
ready to
wasn't
fight.
yeah, it wasn't assimilated. Now we know that we all have those energies. I mean, just starting from the cellular level. I mean, the chromosomes. you know XX and XY. Us guys were XY. So we have both male and female counterparts. you know
Hmm.
and it's the
Well,
same
then you
way.
get into the whole that XXY,
Yeah.
right?
It's biology 101.
Right, right. Oh, we
Yeah.
have a ton of people popping in here, so let's say hello to a few people. Um, Heather was the first one in. I don't know if she's still here, but hi, Heather. Deanne, aloha, Deanne.
Hi, Deanne.
Aloha, JR. Hi, Hershey.
Hershey, Miss Hershey.
Miss Hershey. She's so amazing.
I had an awesome live with Hershey recently. It was fantastic.
Hi, Lucky.
I plucked.
And Pamela Bachelor. Aloha.
Hello, Pamela.
I swear I saw someone else, but chat has been jumping. Aloha, everyone who's here. Oh, there's Kathy, Tortoise Shell Moon. Aloha. And aloha to everyone watching the replay. We are going to be... good point, Pamela. I'm interested to explore what Mancy strikes your fancy. So, just to get this out of the way, because, we have to make sure that everyone knows that readings are for entertainment purposes only. Please seek professional help if you have something major going on.
Yeah.
Today, we are going to be doing in and out readings. And what that means is the in is what your guides want you to bring into your life. And the out is what your guides want you to take out of your life. So in and out. Right? Because, we do these readings sometimes, especially with Gerald, who likes to swap people's faces around. I thought it'd be interesting to try it with two. So we're going to switch back and forth to do the in and the out. I'm in the in position right now. Ramón position.
Is this a spread you usually do? Usually use this spread?
I like creating spreads specifically for the lives I'm doing, and so I kind of just made it up for us.
You were showing that Lenormand, which is really cool. I don't know if people have seen it in the channel, but it's a Hawaiian Lenormand.
I need to do another unboxing of my little Lenormand, but yeah, it's a tiny little Lenormand. It's my Hawaiian Lenormand that I created myself. It's on Make Playing Cards. The link is on my link tree, and it's a photo-based Lenormand. It's a mix of my own photos and photos I found on Pixabay. That was my neighbor's fly swatter. It's a chincleta. So, yeah, it's a fun little deck. Right?
Wow.
I took a big chunk of the pictures, and then whatever I didn't have, I found on Pixabay. Nice. And this is actually my own child, for the child.
Oh, is it? Oh, how cute. He's immortalized in the deck.
Exactly. Oh, we have a question from Plucky. She says, take out as in remove or take out as in get out, gain? No, as in like remove. This is the in and out. So this is what your guides want you to bring in and what your guides want you to remove from your life. Right? And,
and that's a part of human evolution, Those things that, we're bringing in eventually someday might not work for us, and we will have to take it out. Exactly. It's a constant process. It's a feedback, that comes in and out. I've never done this spread,
No.
No, which is really cool. So it's.
You said you like doing layers, right? So pulling more than just one card. So
yeah, I
think about what would be a good spread where it's just the two of us, but we could each pull multiple cards for the person.
Yeah.
And this in and out just kind of popped into my head, and I was like, okay, we're gonna do that. So, as you can see by that little ticker down below, if you're interested in an in and out reading, please type me in all capitals so I can start starring people. I got Pamela. See, I'm just gonna scroll back, make sure I didn't miss any. So, sorry, I interrupted you. What decks do you have?
I have here like a little assortment of. Where is it? Where's my? So I have my typical Rider-Waite. This is a regular Rider-Waite.
Yeah.
Which I love. I mean, for me, that's like the foundation of my journey with tarot. You know, some people don't resonate with Rider Waite, but for me, it's like basic. You know,
Hmm.
I have this oracle that I made it for myself,
Oh, that's
just for
cool.
personal use. Yeah, it's called the Sun Rider Oracle, and it has different elements from the Rider Waite, but rewarded as an oracle, like baggage, for example.
Yeah.
This is from the
Oh,
Fool,
cool.
the Fall, and this is from the Tower, and support. The glare doesn't help see much, but support, from the Three of
That's
Pentacles,
awesome.
control from the Magician, and so on. 70 different cards, divinity,
Wow.
crowning accomplishment. Yeah, and it pairs perfectly with the Rider Waite. You know,
Of course.
yes,
Yeah. I
yeah. So
mean, same art, right?
yeah, as a clarifier is great. I mean, especially like I said with the Rider Waite deck. So I have,
Hello, Tom.
yeah, those two so far. I have two oracles. Um, One is, it's called Sacred Soul Shadows Oracle. This one, love the
Oh, that's
colors.
cool.
Another oracle that I bought from a indie seller,
Okay.
and possibly I'll use this beautiful deck that's based on Elder Futhark runes.
Runic Odyssey. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I usually use runes. I have a like a collection of runes because I love runes, but just for the convenience of shuffling and using the deck, I have this available.
That's pretty.
Yeah. I might throw in some geomantic sticks. We'll see what happens.
Cool.
What do
I
you
got
have?
a little too many decks here, but we'll see how many I actually use. I got the two oracles, the Tarot of Oracles and the Oracle of Echoes. Echoes. I pulled out my Steampunk Art Nouveau Tarot.
Mm,
Uh, this
that's
is
a
an
good
indie
one.
deck. This is the Eldritch Overlords Tarot. This is kind of a weird combination of
It's
cybernetic
cyber.
fantasy.
Yeah, which I
So it's like
love.
a Dungeons and Dragons world, but with cybernetics and like sci-fi elements.
Mm-hmm.
I have my Unifying Consciousness Tarot, which is another indie. I like indies, I gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I have
Yeah, they're.
Monsoon, which is one of my favorites. As far as oracles, I pulled out my 1111 oracle by
Mm,
Andy Peterson. She's the one that created the past life oracle.
mm-hmm. But
Same
I don't know that
rounds.
deck. Is it
Oh, this is a
numerology?
great deck because it's like for each card, there's
Mm,
actually 4 different messages because it's round.
yeah.
So
Oh, that's so
depending
cool.
on how it comes out, you'll get a different message.
Right. Oh,
Another
that's
indie
awesome.
deck I got is the Oracle of Great Mystics. I may reach for that or not. I'm still kind of learning that one. And then Ethany's Oracle deck for the Awakened Soul. I still need to
Beautiful.
take out the deck.
It's amazing. I mean, there's like so many decks available. I mean, just tarot, any topic that you can imagine.
Mhm.
I've seen, like I said before, I've seen decks on pandas, golden girls, cars,
I have to go and look.
ninjas, drag queens,
Yeah.
pot, tequila, but saints. You find everything, and it's awesome because it's a topic that a lot of people connect with. There's different topics and decks available that help people connect with the experience of using tarot. you know and you might think, oh, golden girls or pot, what topic is that?
I've got the Golden
But
Girls one.
you
It's a
do.
great.
Yeah, I think the weirdest ones that I have are futuristic, like in the foreign future, like far
Mhm.
advance. And it doesn't resonate with a lot of people, but we all have our different preferences. Like I personally, and I said this before too, I don't resonate with decks about uh, fairies or enchanted forests. There's other topics. I mean, I
Right.
like early medieval, but also futuristic and everything in between. But we all have our preferences, and it helps us connect and experience tarot in our own way.
Yes. Oh, Pamela, you're so right, Pamela. It gets to the point of having to ask the tarot what to have for dinner. And there's decks for that now. What's that? The Gourmet Tarot, I think, just funded on Kickstarter,
Mm-hmm.
and each
The best.
card is like associated with a specific dish. It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let me shuffle and pull out a random card as you were eating for dinner tonight. It's just
And
like,
we're just talking about tarot. If we go to oracles and other
oh,
forms of cartomancy, Lenormand, there's like an infinite amount
there's
of different options available.
right.
I have,
Like Marie says, the
yeah,
pasta tarot.
the pasta tarot. Yeah, I have an oracle. It's called the Music Oracle or the Musical Oracle. I've never used it. I actually bought it at a thrift store, like brand new, and it has images of artists of all different eras. Barbara Streisand, Madonna, Michael Jackson,
Mm,
Freddie Mercury, and it's really cool because it gives you sort of like the spirit of the personality of that artist. Some of their popular phrases, their music, but in a way that resonates with us in different aspects of our life.
let us start with Pamela Bachelor. Um, I'm in the in position, so let's see, Pamela. Call to the Tarot of Echoes and Oracle of Echoes for you. So what is it you need to bring into? So from the Tarot of Echoes, we get the six. I'm going to actually remove your comment. No, it's Pamela. So the first card I got for you was the Six of Cups. And that is interesting because Six of Cups about memories and nostalgia. And here we have a guy holding a toy boat, but it looks like you can still see the waves rocking the boat, right? So what is it that really floats your boat, so to speak? Because the next card I pulled out was abundance, right? Whatever it is that floats your boat, you need to bring into your life in abundance, because that is really what your guides are asking you for. It's like what brings you joy, helps fulfill your life, and when you're pursuing your sense of joy, you're able to also help others find their sense of joy, right? Because you're coming from a place of joy. You're coming from a place of abundance. That is my message for you, Pamela, for what you need to bring in. Well, we have the out.
So I'm doing the out. Okay.
And then we'll switch.
I thought you were okay. Got it. So as I have for out is self doubt. And this card, what it says, it's often just a perception and not a reflection of your true abilities and worth. And this is what I was saying is sometimes, you know, we have such an amazing potential and path ahead of us, and it's ourselves that we cloud our own vision and put these obstacles in our way when in reality there's none. It's and this is what this card is saying is just blindly trust in your potential, clear from your mind and from yourself any obstacle that most of the time is self-imposed and totally unnecessary. We all have the potential to reach so many unlimited things, and this is an invitation to clear your mind from doubts of anything that you can do, any potential that you might have, anything that you could achieve. And this is not just only in the physical sense, but also spiritually. You can grow in any direction, in with any limitless potential. And not only that, that's also an opportunity for you to be able to share that and help other people grow as well. That's what I have for you.
It's amazing how that just flowed together.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we have Kristen Louise. Here, let me flip us around. And Pamela says, wonderful reading to you both. Thank you. You're very welcome. We got Kristen Luis.
Kristen Luis. All right. I'll do the win, right? Are we
Yeah.
are we alternating?
We're going to alternate. Mhm.
All right. Let me pull a card for you. All right. So, I have this one called Crystal Clear. This is in. And it says, it's time to see your life and its limitless potential without seeing through rose tinted glasses. So some of the keywords that it has is clarity, certainty, and truth. You know, and this card, what it's saying is, it's very similar to the one that came before. Here it's saying that. I'm sorry, my glasses.
I
That
totally
you don't have to see your potential through using rose tinted glasses. So you don't have to justify your reasons to be able to take control of your life. You know, and you're not moved by the circumstances around you. Like, you're not a victim of things that have happened to you, right? So anything that you do going forward around your life, just do it because it comes from the heart. You know, you don't have to justify yourself or anyone else to be able to make your decisions, to take control of your life, and just believe in yourself. You know, uh, the paths are open for you. And you know, just keep in mind that we only have one life, one opportunity to do things, and your time to do whatever comes from your heart is right now. You don't need justification to move forward and make your own decisions and take control. Just do it because it comes from the heart. That's what I have for you.
That actually goes perfectly with what I got. First, so this is the out, Kristen. So this is what you need to knock out of your life, right? And the first thing I pull up was the Hierophant, and the 1111 Oracle came up with set rules and boundaries, right? So are you kind of blocking people off right now? Because this is saying, like, you know, you don't need to have such a rigid structure to your life, right? You don't have to have those rules and boundaries so ironclad that you can't, like, have any elbow room. It's time to, you know, release, you know, this has keys on there for a reason, right? It's time to use your keys to unlock the door and finally be more open. Be able to just really accept who you are and not feel like you have to live up to other people's expectations. So, this card is be a leader, right? But what came up, it was in reverse, set rules and boundaries. So it's time for you to set your own rules, living to others. Right? Be the one that sets your own boundaries, because I'm feeling that either they're too tight or they're too loose. And it's time for you to find the happy medium where you're able to, you know, live your life as you want, but still not have to live up to what other people expected. And we have quite a few people who popped in. Hi, Sherry, Voices of the Swamp. And hi, Sharon Syfe. And hi, Robin of Toadstool Tarot. And aloha, Gerald. Wow. And Kristen says, yes, I waffle between the two. This is you being called out here. It's time to
Don't we
use
all?
those wisely, right?
Yeah, we all go through that. You know,
We all go through
yeah, sometimes we had to break from the shackles, and a lot of it, it's not. A lot of it is self-imposed. You know, and it's up here. You know, sometimes we just have to blindly clear our path and go forward because there's no other way. You know.
Right. next we've got Hershey.
Miss
Oh wait,
Hershey.
I'm going to flip us. I'm back in the in and read out. And Gerald has a message for you. I love your mug, Ramon.
It's a big mug. I have. I love skulls, Day of the Dead themes, and it's really big. I have right now chamomile tea, iced chamomile tea. I don't like hot drinks, so every tea that I make, I usually make it cold, and this is what I'm having right now.
And Hershey concurs. I love that mug.
I got it at Marshall's. You might be able to find it. I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. I have it's in the dishwasher right now, but I have a big. It's one of my biggest coffee cups, and it's white with that same kind of design, sugar skulls all around. So, I'm a big fan of skulls too. If you couldn't tell.
Oh right. Well, wow. Yeah, I love skulls.
Yeah,
I
this is one
love
of my. This is actually the first wearable crystal grid necklace I ever made, and I realized,
Oh, that's beautiful.
I made it for myself. I didn't mean to.
I love skulls. I love skulls, and a lot of people, of course, don't. But I love skulls and skeletons because when you look at a skeleton, you don't see gender, you don't see race, you don't see age, you don't see even social status. You see equality, and it's what all of us have deep inside. With the foundation of this physical body. That's why I resonate a lot with it. In a lot of different cultures, they don't see skeletons or skulls in a creepy way. It's part of the culture. Like for example, people in Mexico. I went to Mexico. I've been a couple times, but last time I went was maybe like 5 years ago. And you go around Mexico, especially like Mexico City, you see skeletons everywhere. It's like so normal, and it's part of their culture, and they're not freaked out from it. And I'm not talking about Halloween or Day of the Dead. It's just like an everyday motif that you see
Right.
around. Yeah,
Well,
I
it's
love
because
it.
they don't shy away from death. They accept it. I mean, they have the Day of the Dead. What do? They take a picnic and go
Mm-hmm.
have a picnic on one of their ancestors' graves to
Yeah.
bring their
Mm-hmm.
ancestors into the family to show them they're still part of the family, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And a lot of it comes from the Aztecs. The Aztecs had a god and goddess of death, and that evolved, or I don't want to say it evolved, but it it merged with Christianity from the Spaniards when they came in, and that's where La Santa Muerte came from.
Mm-hmm.
And it's part of, not everybody, but there's a segment of the population who follows her. I'm actually doing a show with Heather, and I think it's on May 24, and we're going to be talking about La Santa Muerte because there's so much misunderstanding about who she is. She gets confused with other figures like a Grim Reaper, some other ones, and there's an
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to talk about her and clarify what she is and what she's not.
We have some great chat happening. Thanks for the best chatters bringing it. Um, Gerald says, normalize skeletons and skulls.
Yay!
Hershey says she picks up every skull she finds on her nature walks.
Yeah.
Oh, Deanne says that she loves the necklace I made her. Energy is amazing. Hershey says that she definitely wants a celebration in the second life when she passes. No, Deanne says that she just found out she's not Mexican.
No.
Well, I'm not Mexican either, but I was born in Mexico. Does that count? And Sherry just got the Santa Muerte Tarot deck.
Oh, which one? The Listrani one? Because there's a lot of them, and it's actually something I'm gonna talk about in that show. The Fabio Listrani one it's a beautiful deck, but it's more Day of the Dead themed. It's not really like Santa Muerte is. There's other Santa Muerte decks, and I have a few of them, and I'll show them that it's just more in tone of her imagery. I think that the Listrani, it's beautiful. I have it, and I use it all the time. But it's a more palatable depiction of the typical iconography of Santa Marta.
Right.
Yeah.
So, back to readings. Hershey. So, I have an interesting reading for you here. So, I got two cards that jumped out for the tarot, actually. We got the Seven of Fire here, paired with the Tower. But this is a very different Tower. And I'm reading this in a way where it's like it's okay to stop always feeling like you need to stand up for yourself, right? You can let that fall to the side. You don't have to feel like you're constantly playing a chess game with everybody. It's okay to let go of that. This is what you're bringing in. So it's okay also to stand up for yourself, because the 1111 is accept healing. You are being healed, right? So every time you stand up for yourself and don't allow others to trample you, you are accepting that healing in a big way. And you have to just let your amazing fire burn bright to show everyone who you really are, right? Your fire is amazing. Your energy is amazing. And if you feel like, you're about to fall off a waterfall in a way, that's okay. You just got to let everything flow the way it is, because sometimes our guides are ripping something away to make room for something new to come, right? And with this, you're being healed. Sometimes healing can actually feel like you're being injured in a way, but sometimes you have to make a little cut to get the poison out. That's what I'm hearing. So,
yeah.
And Hershey jumped. Hershey says, "I'm learning to show more pieces of me before." Yes.
Interesting. That somehow connected to the card that I pulled. It's called Indecisive. What it says is you fear making the wrong choice, but learning to trust your instinct brings clarity. And I think it's a universal truth in all of us that we don't want to make the same mistakes that we've done in the past. And that has nothing to do with your capabilities, or your capacity to be able to learn from past mistakes. But this is what propels us to move forward. Sometimes we go through the same situations once, twice, and we get to the point, like in this case, indecisive, that we freeze ourselves, we paralyze ourselves in face of situations that we don't know how to respond. And this card, what it's doing is inviting you to go forward and trust in your gut feeling whenever you want to make a decision that is not that quite clear. That like for all of us, that's an opportunity to be able to learn for future experiences. And your instinct is something like so fundamental, because it's that intelligence, it's that knowledge that wasn't learned. So in those moments that you're paralyzed by fear of making mistakes, connect with your higher power and trust more than anything your heart and in your soul that if it's the right or the wrong decision, there's always a silver lining. You're always going to get something positive. You're going to learn something, and it's going to help you be a stronger and a stronger and a much more resilient person, as I know you are. But this is an invitation to be a little bit more. That's what I have for you.
And she says, "I know that energy well. I'm learning how to make mistakes now." And then
and
she said,
we
show more
we
people.
have yeah, we have to make mistakes, and we're always going to make mistakes, but we also have to forgive ourselves for when it's not the right choice. Uh, Going back and have regrets of things that that we had no control in a certain way, it's the worst way to beat yourself. It's unfair to yourself because you make decisions based on the information that you have, and that at the moment it was the right decision for you. You know, in hindsight, looking back, I'm sure if we look back of a lot of decisions that we made, it might have been different, but we didn't have the same information. You know,
Yeah.
it's what we can do is just build upon those experiences to be a stronger person and make other decisions, be more informed. But it's just pointless. So don't
Right.
paralyze yourself with fear of mistakes, because that's always going to happen. Just trust yourself and go forward. You're
Well,
such a
and that's
strong woman, and I
right.
admire you. I
Thank
admire
you.
you, and
Yeah.
yeah, Hershey, and you know, you're a strong person, and you know, it's I draw a lot of inspiration from you, and strength through watching your show. So
Mhm.
just keep it going.
Right. Well, and it goes back to that seven of fire with the tower. It's like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when you stand up for yourself, you feel like you're destroying your life at the same time, but you're not. It's a way of healing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that just
Yeah,
full circle there, right? I love that.
definitely.
Oh, we had a few more things here. Gerald says that the Fabio Lestrani is a wonderful Day of the Dead deck. Use it for communicating with ancestors and the dead and some deities. It works well for meeting meetings. And
Yeah.
then Deanne continued the story about the thinking about Mexican. My brother had an ancestry report done, and it does list 10 Mexican regions that our family likely migrated through or from. It was just weird to find out that we weren't from there. That's
Huh.
interesting. Then we have JR requested a reading. Well, flip back and forth.
All right. Let's do the end. All right. So for in, I had this card called commitments. Right? And what it says is commit to this next stage of your development, and there will be a promise fulfilled in some form. So, what this card is saying is, I don't know your circumstances right now, but it seems that you've gone through the closure of a phase in your life. It could be spiritual, it could be in the physical sense, it could be emotional. What this card is an invitation to embrace and accept the new things that are coming. Commit to them. Give yourself to whatever opportunity there is for growth, because there's always a positive thing that we can take. Um, just invest in yourself is what this card is saying. You know, commit those experiences. Uh, Nurture yourself, because it's always worth it. Uh, just embrace whatever change that comes, because there's always a silver lining, but do it with commitment, with love to yourself, with investment in that. It's an opportunity for you to be able to grow and expand your horizons. That's what I have for you.
I have a very interesting pairing here. I end up with the Five of Swords. This is what you're supposed to be getting out of your life. Is this idea of having to win at any cost, right? Feeling like you need to be in conflict in order to win. That's what I'm hearing. You don't need to do that, right? All you have to do is listen to your intuition, right? The Soul of Cups is the Page of Cups in this deck. So it's like, how much noise is getting in the way of you hearing your intuition, right? All this conflict and screaming and yelling causes it so you can't hear that deeper inner voice. And I pulled a couple Lenormand cards too. Just that was do two because you just can't just do one. And same thing. I got birds and key. So it's telling me that all this like chitter chatter noise that you're constantly hearing, that like constant battle, is causing you to not find the keys that you're looking for, right? The solutions that you're looking for. And once you're able to kick out that noise, whether it's internal or external, that's when you're finally able to really focus on listening. And once you can listen, you find your keys, so to speak. So, Gerald wanted to know what decks we're using. I was using the Unifying Consciousness Tarot right now with my Hawaiian Lenormand. I've been switching it up because I've got like 14 decks already.
I'm using what I've used. It's a deck that I found on Etsy. This one's called Sacred Soul. This is the back of the cards. Sacred Soul Oracle. And it's a beautiful deck because it covers a lot of things that we need to work on to be able to move forward. And this one is called the Mahruk Oracle. I got it at Etsy too. It looks like this. Yeah, it's the back of the cards. If you're able to make up what it says.
Cool.
Yeah, after the show, I'll post the links to the stores where I got it. They're great quality, and the messages are beautiful.
I hope that reading was helpful for you, JR. There's no such thing as being late, Flowing. Welcome. I just realized I did not grab my water, so if you could just check on it while I run and grab my water. Wonderful.
No problem.
Oh, and Saskia just popped in. Aloha, Saskia. Be right back.
All right. Let's talk about an unrelated topic. You might have heard that every time I'm doing a live, I'm drinking chamomile tea. I love chamomile tea. The one I use is Egyptian chamomile. If you use chamomile, that's the best one. The flavor is totally different from German chamomile, which is the one you usually find in small envelopes. I've always had sleeping problems, so chamomile tea definitely helps me to relax, especially to be able to sleep. So if you have sleeping problems, try Egyptian chamomile. I got it at Amazon. It's a pound bag. It's a really big bag, but it lasts you forever. It's loose tea.
Loose tea. I love loose tea. It's the only way to drink tea, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I was a little...
quality is very different. Yeah. But I don't like hot drinks. I drink my coffee... No. I drink my coffee cold. My tea is cold. Everything cold in general. Yeah. Even in wintertime, I drink iced coffee, iced tea. But not the commercial iced tea. I make like my own tea, and I ice it.
Ever since I learned that the desert nomads always drink hot tea to help cool themselves down, I always drink hot. Like even here in Hawaii, like everything I drink, well, not everything because I have ice water and stuff. But I mean, if I'm having tea or coffee, which I don't really drink anymore, or my mushroom drink I have every morning, it's always hot.
Yeah.
Aloha, Jane.
Aloha, Jane.
And she says, I get it. I have a cold heart. No, you don't, Jane. Your heart is warm.
That's why she needs a cold to cool it off, right?
Right? To help cool the warmth.
To cool, yeah.
If anybody, I got the cold heart because I got to drink hot, right? Just kidding. And then Gerald says he always drinks iced coffee.
Oh, I love iced coffee. I can't drink it black though.
No,
I don't like the bitterness. Yeah, I use soy milk or almond milk. I don't use sugar either. I use stevia, liquid stevia.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have sugar here at home. I only buy sugar if I have to bake something, and I don't know when was the last time I bought sugar. I think it might be hard actually. Yeah, I try to use stevia.
used to drink coffee, it was always with my sweetener was always maple syrup,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm.
so I pour maple syrup in the coffee cup, and then I always do the single serve, like you pour the hot water over the grounds,
Mm-hmm.
and then I always leave just enough room for either almond chocolate milk, or now I've been drinking this Oatly almond milk creamer. Yeah, oh, so good. But my
Yeah.
drink might be a little too sweet for some people.
I hear it. I like my drinks sweet too. Not too sweet, but but I use stevia instead. I just add a little bit more.
Right. Well, I
Hmm.
like the maple syrup because it adds a little of the like minerals that we need in our diet and
Hmm.
stuff.
Yeah.
I think we reached the end of my starred list. So if anyone else wants in and out reading, please just type me in the chat. Got a few more minutes left, so you can probably squeeze in a few more if anyone else wants one. Like I said, I've got a lot of decks around here. I haven't even used them all yet.
Yeah. I think we all have a few decks that we haven't used. I have one or two I haven't even opened the plastic yet.
Wow.
Yeah, and I have some that I've got, and yeah, after I flip through, I'm like, I'm never gonna use this. I get it from the artistic, perspective.
Mhm.
I keep it for that. But then in the future, further ahead, I sort of like rediscover it, and happy that I
Like
had it.
trash, so to speak.
Yeah, like I find new life in those decks.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I think the one who's got the record for keeping decks unopened probably be Gerald.
really.
Not to call you
I
out,
think
Gerald, but
I have one or two that I haven't used. Um, but
we another me blue credits. Deanne, the wonderful Deanne. Okay, which deck should I use for you, Deanne? Yeah, Gerald says I'm not one to talk about unopened decks. It took me 5 months. I'm trying to think. Do I even have any unopened decks? I've got decks like that I had opened but haven't used yet. But
yeah, and I
and I
have
guess I
one or
have a couple backup decks that aren't open because they're backups. So,
yeah, I have. There's this one deck that I have like three copies of it because I really like it. Just in case I lose a card or something happens, I have like an extra copy, and I
mhm.
actually have two decks that are like that. Okay, so you're doing the end now, right?
I'm doing the end for the end. I'm sorry, chat just got me. So Jane goes, cough, cough, Gerald, 2 years, cough, cough. And Gerald responds with, cough, cough, don't touch me, cough, cough.
2 year
And Gerald
deck.
wants to know which deck was that?
Which one?
The one that you have 3 copies of.
Um, so one of them is Tarot Vintage. That's when when I started expanding my deck collection, because I had from Los Carabel, I had just my regular Rider Waite, which actually came into my life. It wasn't that I purchased that deck, and that's a whole story. But I was using that one deck for several years, and Los Carabel came up with Tarot Vintage, and I found this so beautiful because it's beautifully made. A lot of the decks out there that are vintage esque, that has like that filter of like aging. They use like the same filter on each one of the cards. You see exactly the same mark on all 78 cards. But Tarot Vintage, all the markings of aging are different card to card. And I
Oh,
found this so beautiful that I got one just to use it, and then a couple one just in case something happened. And I still had that one. I haven't used the other ones yet, but that's one of them. I have another one called Tarot International Icon, and it's
Okay.
a fantastic deck. It uses the symbolism of, it's hard to describe. Like these signs that sometimes you go to the airport that it says, I don't know, like sit here. There's like a little figure with like a round head and the silhouette of a body.
Right.
All 78 cards, all the characters, even the dogs, they're in that
I like the
figure.
sign.
They're
Yeah.
using, yeah, and the
That's
colors are
cool.
beautiful, and you don't see like color of skins. All the colors are like so brilliant, beautifully made, and I have two
Cool.
copies of that one, and I have three three copies of Clara Goodchild's Memento Mori Lenormand. I love
Oh.
that. Oh, I love that
Okay.
Lenormand. I have all her decks, all Clara Goodchild's decks, all of them, even astrology. I love all of them, and I have three copies of that one. So I think those are
That's
the three ones that I have multiples. And
okay.
of course, I have my regular Rider Waite in all different sizes and colors. And for me, Rider Waite is, I don't know, like the standard. And
Your
a
bread
lot of
and
people,
butter.
oh yeah, yeah, it's like the foundation for me because that's how I started. Some
Same.
people don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't resonate with them. Some people prefer Marseille, for example. And Marseille is beautiful. I like all the majors, but for someone starting in tarot, I just can't imagine how you can associate the meaning of the six of swords with six swords. You know, the image, like it speaks more to me, or I mean, you can see the depiction of the image, the depiction of the idea on the image. You know. So,
Aloha, Fatima.
hi Fatima.
See anyone else pop in? Hello to anyone I may have missed. I'm trying to keep up. Chat is jumping though. One of the I'm showing this because this is one of the cards I'm using for Deanne's reading, but this is one of the decks I have a backup copy for Oracle Echo Second Edition.
Mm.
So, because it's no longer in production, I had to get a second edition because, as you can tell by the box, it's a well-loved, well-used deck. I think it's probably my most used Oracle time.
No, that's good.
And then I also have the Tarot of Echoes, which I only have one copy of. I wasn't thinking get two.
Mm-hmm.
But, right. So those are the two decks I'm using for UDM. First card I pulled was the Knight of Pentacles. I'm going to actually remove. So the Knight of Pentacles is sitting there nurturing that acorn that's turning into an oak, right? So what you're supposed to be bringing in right now is making sure that each action you take is really like not spur of the moment, but is slow and steady, just like the growth of an acorn into a oak. Even if that oak has to deal with a lightning storm, so to speak, in the tower here, right? Because some things that you nurture and try and like bring about, you might have to sever ties with. Okay, so this is what you're supposed to be bringing in, right? And this idea of nurture what needs to be nurtured, but also be willing to let go of those things that no longer serve you, and sever those things that are tying you down, anchoring you in a way that's not useful for yourself. And I just noticed. Aloha, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
So yeah, so I mean, this is what you're supposed to bring in. So it's not, the tower doesn't always have to be something scary. I like the tower because it's really like you're finally able to like get rid of the junk, get down to like the foundation of what it is you're trying to build, and you get to rebuild it right this time, without all those ties that are anchoring you in a way that won't let you really thrive and grow. So that's the message I have for you. I hope that's helpful to you.
Yeah, and that's interesting because it's kind of similar to, in a way, of what I got. I got two cards for you, and one is an Elder Futhar card, and it's called Lagus. It's this symbol, and it talks about intuition and evolution. And the second card is also similar to that one. It's also a Pentacles card, and it talks about the process. So th- those moments of those significant change, like the Tower, severing ties, moving forward. These cards, what are saying is that it's an invitation for you to trust in the process of evolution. You know, going forward, these changes that we all go through, and in your case, will be significant ones. And are significant ones because it's happening every day. It's just trust in that process, and it's just not trusting in the process in a passive way, but trust your part in it, because you are part of this process that is happening, not only with yourself but all around you. Lagus, it's also related to water, to lake. There's an emotional component there that you have to be aware and embrace it too. If your emotions and that part of you that it's it's so inherent to your soul, your emotions, if that's not involved, it's not, it brings significance to the process. So this is what it's saying is trust in this motion of you going forward, of you growing. It is a process of evolution that will bring positive things as long as you embrace it, you welcome it, and you believe that on the other side, what you're going to get is something fantastic. So that's what I got for you.
Thank you, Ramon. And Deanne says, great stuff. Spoiler alert, it's about parenting. But this all says I'm on the right track.
Yes.
Yep, we've readjusted some things later, and we're hitting a bump. But I just told my husband today that I think it's actually working. Just got to keep going on.
Trust the process. Trust the process. It's acknowledge your emotions and your feelings of what's going at the moment, because it's part of it. It's part of the process of growing, of learning, of making yourself and your family a stronger one.
Oh, and that it's some things lately, not later.
Mm.
That makes sense. All right. I'm thinking we did reach the end of our list again. Oh, you're so welcome again. What do you think about? Do you ever do like universal readings, like group readings for the collective?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let's pull it.
So let's end with a collective reading. They'll do the in, I'll do the out.
All right.
And this is for everyone here in chat and everyone watching the replay. This is something that we as a collective need to either bring in or take out.
So I pulled two cards, and one is called contradiction, and the other one is enigmatic. Embrace those things that don't make sense to us. We all are faced every day with things that we can't understand why they happen. They become enigmatic. What is behind these apparent things that don't make sense? But just trust in your instincts. Trust that the universe always brings a reward to through experiences for us to be able to grow, to embrace those parts of ourselves that we're not able to accept sometimes, to those paths that open to us that we don't know sometimes if it's the right choice, if we're going in any direction, if there's any purpose in anything that we do. There's always something behind it for us to be able to grow. There's a reason why you are here in this earth, here right now in this moment of time. There is a purpose, a reason for everything that happens to us, and it all what you we have to do is find or be able to be receptive to understand that there's always something positive. There's a reason for everything that happens to us. There's always something positive, and we play an important part, not only embracing it but also sharing those positive lessons that we get from it. That's what I got for all of you.
And for what we need to kick out, interesting enough, I got this Ten of Wands here. Right? It's work, work, work. So is the work you're doing actually enriching yourself, or is it enriching the boss? Right? So I got the King of Swords with the Ten of Wands here. So I'm feeling this is all about, like, look, he's even staring at the worker. The worker's like, oh my God, I just got to keep working. I'm just going to even put this IV in. Just keep going. Just keep going. I got to keep going. Take a break, right? It's okay to pause. It's okay to just not do something for a minute. You don't have to be constantly going, constantly working, because doing that, you need to balance your emotions. And how can you balance your emotions when you're just like going, going, going? You never take a moment to really just stop and check in and be like, what's going on this week? This was calling to me for some reason. This is the Shadow Healing Aboriginal Guidance cards. This is like one of those little ones. I like it because each card has its own image. And the two that popped out, like they literally jumped out. First one was deception. Deception can have long-term effects on a person's soul. However, we need to be more careful about those we place our trust in. Not everyone deserves this respect, right? So are you respecting a boss that doesn't respect you? And the other one that I got was annoyed. Voicing your frustrations will provide you with an opportunity to explain the situation in a different way, which could be the very answer you're looking for. So with these cards coming all together, it's all about that balancing act, right? About how we overwork and then our frustrations kind of get the best of us and we take it out on our loved ones, who then it sours the relationship. So this is just telling us, okay, take a step back. We don't need to work so hard. We don't need to be like working for the man. We don't need to like overwork. I mean, we all need to work enough to keep the roof overhead and food on the plates, but are you doing it for that, or are you doing it because you're feeling like you have to live up to someone else's expectations? So
It's all about finding balance, because that happens to me. I barely have time to do everything. Most of my time is working, and I have to find those little moments of time to be able to do the things that I love. It's we always have to do that. We have to disconnect ourselves sometimes from our responsibilities around us, because it's the only way to keep sanity. It's
right.
Trying to find time for yourself, to connect with the divine, and with your family, if you have a family and loved ones. But more than anything is finding a moment of love and dedicate love and invest time in yourself. There's a lot of ways you can invest time in yourself. It's just finding what resonates for you, and telling yourself and believing also that you're worth pampering and spoil yourself too.
Right.
It's not only with material
Well,
things, but finding things that really fulfill you.
we're taught that to like do self-care is a selfish thing, and being selfish is bad. But it's like
No.
actually
Mm-mm.
being selfish is a defense mechanism. It's a survival mechanism, and by doing that, taking time for yourself, you have more energy to give to others. So
Yeah.
It's a balancing act.
I mean, if you think about it, a lot of the things that we think are not selfish at the end are things that come back to us because they produce pleasure in us. They make us happy. Like helping the animals, or trying to work with the homeless, or doing good things that we believe we're doing for others, but they produce a sense of pleasure and fulfillment in us. And you might see it as selfish, but it's part of human nature. And
Right.
there's nothing wrong with that. Just find the things that fulfill you, uh, but more than anything, find time to invest in yourself.
Right. And that's what it is. It's an investment.
Yeah.
Well, this has been amazing. Thank you, Ramon, for being here.
Thank you.
Do you have
So-
anything upcoming?
I have a live tonight with
Okay.
Ali from Heart and Soul Connected. We're going to be talking about animals in the RWS Tarot.
Okay, that's cool.
Going through each one of the animals, and then I have some other lives scheduled through the end of the month. I got invited to different lives, and it's awesome. Like I said, because I get to share with other channels. I always get something positive and fulfilling with those experiences. And it helps me. It's an opportunity for me to make time and invest in myself and the community. The tarot community is amazing.
Right.
So tonight at 8
Amazing.
Eastern Standard Time.
Let's see. I need to find this. On Monday, we'll be having Lisa Santine come to talk about her tarot deck, Gifts of the Divine. And I believe she's going to be having a Kickstarter start soon for the last printing of her very first deck, which hasn't been really that many years ago. But there's a few examples of this deck.
That's so cool.
Very flowery and pretty, right?
Love the colors.
And then a week from today, I will be having Kim of Abundant Life Tarot join me. We're going to be chit-chatting like this and doing some readings as well. And then the following week, I want to say that Tuesday, I have to double check my calendar, but I'll be having Anna Turian on to talk about the tarot. And that's what I got coming up. So thank you so much for being here, Ramon.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, hopefully we can do this again. And thank you everybody for coming. It was awesome.
This was fun, definitely. Thank you everyone in chat. Thank you all the people rewatching. Until next time.
Blessings to all.
Aloha and hui ho.
Aloha.